It's the final game of the 2020 International Bowl and our nightcap on day 2 from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The United States under-18 national team against Canada. Matt Peterson, Butch Al Sandor on hand. A good battle here today from several of these games. Most recently, Japan pulling the upset, beating the United States under-17 national team. Canada looking for some payback after they lost this matchup a year ago. And most of all, great competition from across the world.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a really big game coming up tonight. Of course, USA football scours the country looking for talent. We have players representing 24 states on the under-18 squad tonight. You know, they just watched what happened earlier with Japan beating USA, so they do not want to see a repeat of that tonight. So I think we're going to see a very fired-up USA national team.
Many of these players fighting for a college commitment and offers and looking for the school of their choice, an opportunity to audition here tonight.
Yeah, you know, you're on stage. That's what this is all about. The dress rehearsal is over. You're out there performing. You want to put your best foot forward tonight because that could lead to some big things for these kids down the road.
A great rivalry in so many sports. It's the United States and Canada kickoff moments away from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Final game here at the 2020 International Bowl.
Riddell has been at the forefront of innovation in football equipment. First, we invented an icon. Then, we created football's leading impact monitoring system. We also introduced a truly customized interior. And now, we reimagined the DNA of the helmet. By constantly operating at the forefront of technology, our engineers are designing the future of the game today.
Football has evolved countless times, becoming the game we love today. We believe tomorrow's version can be a smarter and safer one. That's why we created the football development model. It decreases contact and focuses on progression by age, skill, and game type, starting with fun and fundamentals. It gives athletes more ways to play and more reasons to stay. Help us create a smarter and safer football that brings people together. Explore the football development model at usafootball.com/FDM.
Will you be the selected one? Are you giving us everything you've got to be the best you can be? You got to dig down deep. Every drill, every competition. Don't even represent just your family, but this family. You got to be willing to let that blood flow. You got to bring it out in you. What we want is a band of brothers coming together. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go. Get loose.
Set for kickoff at the International Bowl. United States under-18 national team against Canada. Matt Peterson with Butch Al Sandor. Every time these countries do battle in a sporting competition, always fun to watch.
Well, we expect a shootout tonight. This could be really interesting. You said how competitive they've been in the past. And tonight, the last game, you know, they're on center stage tonight. They're the last game of the night. So you know these guys want to put on a show.
Mishandled kickoff, retrieved around the 4-yard line and tripped up around the 11. A great start for the United States national team and its special teams group. Tackle made by Maximus Pulley.
Maximus Pulley, boy, we expect to see a lot from him tonight. He's a Texas native, and he's been an outstanding player so far. He was the Gold Ball MVP winner in Dallas last March at the Regional. So this guy has been on this type of stage before.
Pulley out of Bedford, Texas. The quarterback for Canada, Eloa Latondres Regimbald. Canada begins from the 11-yard line. 4 receivers and 1 in the backfield. Good handoff. First down. Pushed out at the 29-yard line. Great first play from Merton to Ajen.
Boy, and that's not the way Team USA wanted to get this one. underway. I mean, a big run off tackle right there. He breaks it out to the sidelines and picks up a big gain and a big first down before people have time to settle in with their popcorn. Canada picks up a big first down, and they are on the move.
Merton Theagen, a 5'11" running back out of Blainville, Quebec. First down, big ball down the right sideline, nearly intercepted. Good coverage out on that side from Jaden Harris.
Well, Latundris Regenbaugh showed he has a little bit of an arm right there. He proved he's got a little rifle. He gunned that one. It's a little high. Good coverage on the play, but he's sending out a message early on to Team USA. I can go there, meaning I can go very deep when I want to. Impressive looking pass.
Eloa Latundris Regenbaugh out of Montreal, Quebec. Handoff on second down. 5 or 6 right up the middle. Again, Merton Theagen with the carry.
Tyler DeLeon is there to make the tackle, but not before he could pick up some yardage inside. So the Canadians are off to a good start in this ballgame. We're just underway, and they're already pushing that football forward.
3rd down and 3 for Canada. From the 36-yard line on its opening drive. We'll move to the right, throw back against the grain, an open man in midfield. First down for Canada up to the 47-yard line. It's been a two-man show here in this first half. Eloa Latundris Regenbaugh and the running back Merton Theagen.
Theagen is, it's been a two-man game so far. Those guys, Theagen has come out and he is making it happen. He did it on the ground. Now he's showing he can catch the football also. Nice to have that type of versatility, and you know the scouts like to see that. And he's coming out and putting on a good show so far early in this game.
2 first downs on this opening drive for Canada. Late whistle right before the snap. False start against Canada.
Well, and that's the break that Team USA needed. Something to put the brakes. Something to slow down that Canadian offense, because these guys came out, they were rolling. And you know what? We're seeing an entirely different tempo than we did earlier today when we saw Japan taking on Team USA. Japan was more up-tempo, more fast-paced.
Popped up into the air, nearly intercepted, but behind everybody, the closest man for the United States was Maximus Pulley.
Yeah, we're seeing that Canada is more deliberate in their approach, and this time we're going to see that strong arm again by Latundris Regenbaugh. I mean, he just gunned that one, and it was a dangerous pass because once it's tipped up in the air like that, free ball, I mean, anybody can come down with it, and he's got to feel like he was very lucky that that one wasn't picked off.
Rolling to his right, looking for a receiver. Catch made past the first down marker, incomplete. He was out of bounds. Coverage at the near sideline from Jaden Harris.
Yeah, nice pass on the play, though. The receiver did everything he could to stay in bounds on that one, but good release of the football there. Just couldn't get it in bounds. So, but a nice throw. I mean, that's the only place you want to put it there, where your guy can get it or no one can get it.
Canada sent on 3rd down. Eloa Latundris Regenbaugh, the quarterback, hands it off. A sweep to the right side. Out to the 46-yard line. Tackle made by the United States.
Xavier Guillardet on the carry, and it wasn't much going on right there at all, but that may have been the first time that someone else touched the ball except the quarterback or the tailback, because they had a nice little two-man game working until that play came to an end, but a good defensive stop by Team USA.
Charlie DeLand set to return it. Kicked by Seven McGee. It bounces right to DeLand. He'll carry it out over the 30-yard line, diving to his left and over the 40-yard line. Excellent return from Seven McGee after the kick from DeLand.
Yeah, and what do you notice about Seven McGee? He's wearing number 7, just like you would think. Nice job scooping up that punt. And then he sees that little crease, and he hits it. Look at him turn on the jets. I mean, this guy has got some skills. And, you know, he's already committed to Oregon, but he showed you right there just a little bit of that electricity everybody's always talking about. He's the guy that they say can score from anywhere on the field, and he gave you just a little taste of it right there.
Mikey out of Rochester, New York, East High School. Throw out to the left side, catch made. Pickup of about 8. Before he's thrown out of bounds, catch was made by Lameek Brockington.
Lameek Brockington, a 5'11", 173-pound receiver from Georgia. That was a nice catch right there, and Team USA trying to keep, as old Hank Stram used to say, keep matriculating the ball down the field. And some of you guys are going to have to look that one up. You know, pull out the phones.
Handoff up the middle. Amir Pittman-Williams out of Enfield, North Carolina.
Boy, Team USA is off to a really good start in this one offensively.
Right back to the ground from Team USA up to the 42-yard line. Consecutive carries from Amir Pittman-Williams.
You know, I'm always surprised at how these guys are able to, 6 days of practice this week. That's not a lot to bring in a football team. That's a big group of people, and to get everybody on the same page. When you see them out here in action, that's always impressive.
Bryce Drummond, the quarterback, again with the give right up the middle. Simple strategy here in the first quarter from the United States. Feed that man, Amir Pittman-Williams.
Yeah, that guy finished with 2,153 yards rushing and 27 touchdowns, in a season. So, and that's crazy. I mean, that guy can get up and go. I mean, he's got some skills, and he's showing that to us tonight.
Man in motion, they fake the handoff. He will keep it right up the middle. May have had it stripped. Who has the ball? Canada will say they have it.
We'll see what the officials say here.
And they do have it. Stripped from the quarterback, Bryce Drummond. Nice play on this near sideline. Isaac Dawkin with the strip.
Well, first turnover of the game goes to Team USA, and then right there, Drummond, he's in good shape right there. But you have to put the football away when you get in a crowd like that, because people are going to yank at it, and he ripped that one away. And so a big turnover for Canada, getting the first turnover of the ball game. Isaac Dawkin.
6'3", 215-pound linebacker out of Steinbach, Manitoba. Low snap, handoff up the middle. A carry that time for Matthew Morin out of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan.
This guy's still feeling each other out, trying to find out something that would work. I mean, both teams have had the ball one time. Second possession for Canada, and they moved it pretty good the first time before they finally kind of ran out of steam.
Second down from the 34, right back to Morin. Up the middle, near a first down. He has it. Old school football from these two, 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
Darren Taylor in there for Team USA to make the tackle, and he's in there for the stop. But you're right, it's old school football, and it only works, though, if you hang on to the football. Team USA didn't do that the first time they had it, so that's something they'll try to see if they can't take it back here.
Taylor with the stop out of Meade High School in Laurel, Maryland. Eloa Latondres Regimbald, quarterback from Quebec. He'll roll to his left, showing the speed, pushed out after a couple-yard gain.
Nice read by Latondres Regenbald there as he pulled the ball out. As you can take a look here, just the kind of that zone read action. He puts it in there, pulls it out, and big number 92, C.J. Nakinski, giving chase.
Miles Cowder over there for the tackle as well, out of Edgewood Cliffs, New Jersey. 2nd down and 5 for Canada. Throw over the middle, overthrown, had 2 receivers right up the seam.
Yeah, that one's kind of in no man's land, but you got to give Canada credit for one thing. They're doing a good job early on of mixing up the run and the pass. I mean, they have a good mixture on their offense of calling plays, and they're trying to keep Team USA just a little bit on their heels and not let them know exactly what they're trying to do.
Intended receiver, Xavier Gilardet, out of Troy Riviere, Quebec. 3rd down, 5 to go for Canada. Blitz for the United States. He'll tuck it and run it. Take down, a little flex afterward. Devane Kushney.
Yeah, Devane Kushney. You called it, Matt. You said he was coming on the blitz, and he did. He came and he ran away from him just the way you said, but he never gave up. Look at him tracking that play down. I mean, that's a defensive player right there. I mean, he came up the middle, didn't give up on the play. When the quarterback rolled, he got right back on it.
Kushney from Archbishop Stepinac in Mount Vernon, New York. Punt time for Canada. It's away from DeLand, and 7 the other way. Minimal return. Great cover from Canada. They got downfield quickly.
Excellent coverage that time. I mean, you saw him on the kickoff return earlier, on the punt return earlier, and he had a chance to kind of kick it into gear. At that time, they got down there quickly before he could even get started on the return. But he's one of those guys, I mean, he's somebody we expect to see a lot of tonight. Last year on the under-18 team at the International Bowl, he was the MVP. They don't give those away. You have to earn them. So, I mean, he's definitely have some skills.
First down at 7. McGee up the right side, breaks the tackle, has a first down. Out to the right. One man in front of him. He has a blocker too. Slaloming right and left and dragged down at the 17-yard line. 7 McGee breaks it open for the U.S.
We said he was explosive, and just like that, right on cue, he kind of gave you a big taste of what he can do. Comes around on the jet sweep action there, breaks the tackle, and then check out the speed. That's the thing about it. He has the power to break tackles and then the speed to get out into the open field and just make a play happen like that. Good recovery by Canada to get him down because he was on his way to the house.
Now another run up the middle, down to the 3-yard line. Amir Pittman-Williams.
Yeah, he's also been impressive. We're just underway here, almost to the end of the first quarter, but boy, he has shown. Number 29 has. Look at him right there in the hole, shaking those hips, causing a tackler to miss, and takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line. And the ball is fumbled.
Quickly recovered by the United States. They went right back to that man, Amir Pittman-Williams.
This is one of the area of the field where you just can't make mistakes. You get the ball down here, you have to leave with points. You have to find a way to leave with points.
McGee with that big run. You said the MVP last year. It was against Canada in this very game, a 27-10 win. Throw to the right side, barreling into the end zone for the touchdown. Samuel Niedzelski.
Big touchdown right there. And team, once again, you need to understand that it was the running success inside by Amir Pittman-Williams. Open up the passing lane, and that's an easy touchdown toss right there.
Samuel Olson out of Redwood High School, Visalia, California.
Yeah, big old tight end there, got himself wide open, fake like he was going to block, broke it out to the outside, and it's an easy touchdown pass for Bryce Drummond.
PAT is up and good, 7-0 for the United States under-18 national team over Canada.
My name is Robert Pomazek. I'm the head football coach at St. Charles North High School. This is my 7th year in that position. 2 years ago at the USA Football Clinic, I found out about this player monitoring system from a coach at DeSoto High School who had used it with his program, and how game-changing it was to be able to look at hard data on what the physical load the players were taking on. So when I looked into it, it seemed like a clear-cut winner for us to take our program to the next level.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Riddell has been at the forefront of innovation in football equipment. First, we invented an icon. Then, we created football's leading impact monitoring system. We also introduced a truly customized interior. And now, we reimagined the DNA of the helmet. By constantly operating at the forefront of technology, our engineers are designing the future of the game today.
Seven nothing United States under-18 national team over Canada. 4:39 left in the first quarter. Touchdown catch from Samuel Olsen from Bryce Drummond. Canada will try to respond from the 9-yard line. Out to the left side, it's Xavier Gilardet. Big run out past the 40. 31-yard kickoff return, Xavier Gilardet.
Yeah, he did a nice job on that one. I mean, that was some good running inside.
Down to the sideline with Lauren Leal.
Guys, this team, both of these teams, it has been a bloodbath, these matchups prior, in which I've been told the record stands at 2-4 Canada, and I got a chance to speak with both coaches prior to kickoff, and they're just thrilled to be back here at the International Bowl, playing at AT&T Stadium. In fact, head coach for Canada told me these guys, it's going to be hard keeping their eyes off the Jumbotron. And as for the head coach of the 18 national team, Coach Beach, he told me that this is the most that he's learned out of these all of his years coaching for the International Bowl. This is going into year 9 for him, and the guys and the players to watch out for, as we've already seen some massive plays from, is Lamiki, Brockington, and Harmon. Now, as for the Canadian team, very interesting, as they have number 11 wide receiver Nolan He is actually coming to America, playing for D1, the Washington Cougars, next year in fall ball. Coach said he's thrilled to be coming to America. Like I said, a new experience of football to be playing at the collegiate level. Guys?
Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate your updates throughout this game today. 7-0. Canada back on the move. We'll keep an eye on Nolan Ulm. He's going to Eastern Washington. The Eagles right up the middle, up to the 32-yard line.
You know, Canada's doing a really good job when they run the football, when they keep it on the ground. You know, like I said, early on they were mixing it up. They had some success passing the ball, but most of the movement they've had has been on the ground.
A heavy dosage so far of Merton Theagen, the featured running back for Canada. This time it's kept by the quarterback. Excellent tackle right near the first down marker.
Latondres Regenball is not going to run too much if he's treated like that. I mean, that was a nice tackle by the defense. You know, if you're a quarterback, once you get out of the pocket, you got to get ready to be hit. And a good tackle coming up to stop that, shut that play down.
He does get a first down. Canada now within reasonable field goal range at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. About 7 yards. Tough run from Riker Frank.
Yeah, Team USA is going to have to tighten up things in the middle of the field. Canada has found a soft spot there, and they're kind of getting the ball moved up and down the field. You saw that time it was Riker Frank, but whatever running back it is, they've gotten yardage right up the middle, running right at Team USA, so I'm sure that's something they will shore up.
Riker Frank from Regina, Saskatchewan. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield for Canada. Latondres Regenball from the shotgun. Here on 2nd down. Good fake of a handoff. The slant is there. It could have been a touchdown, but in and out of the hands of the wide receiver, Daniel Wiebe.
Boy, that will go down as a missed opportunity because you take another look at this. Team USA came on the blitz. Canada picked it up. Everybody got picked up, got the ball right in the receiver's hand, and he could not close the deal. So that was a good opportunity down near the goal line.
A Wiebe from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. 3rd and 4. They bunch up the receivers, 2 on each side. A late handoff, a good decision, and another first down for Canada. Riker Frank, we've seen that quite a bit here at the International Bowl. A player misses a catch, they go right back to him and give him a second chance.
Well, and Riker Frank came down there, and, you know, it doesn't matter who's in the backfield right now for Canada. They're having success because that offensive line is doing that good of a job. I mean, they really are doing a good job getting that initial surge. And right now they got Team USA kind of going the wrong direction. So we'll see how soon they can straighten that out.
But it's been to a knee for Canada.
Yeah, no, I was going to say it's been an impressive start.
He is receiving treatment, walking off gingerly. Adam LaChance out of Quebec. 386 pounds for the 6'4" offensive lineman.
Just a little fella.
Just your run-of-the-mill.
Average
adult male.
Yeah, they're going to miss that guy on the offensive line because we just mentioned what a good job they were doing. Hopefully he can get right back in the ball game and continue to contribute. But I just can't. Canada, they have such a different approach to this game as far as they're not in a hurry. I mean, they're not in a hurry. They're not going anywhere, and that could end up playing to their advantage because if you take that much time, you limit possessions for the other team. But we've been seeing this up-tempo football all day.
From the shotgun, out to the right. Catch made. Big hit from the backside. Noah Anderson with the catch out of Surrey, British Columbia.
Takai Davis, number 21, came up from the defensive secondary out of Salisbury, Maryland. Made a pretty nice hit there. He wanted to make sure, just letting you know I'm back here now. Don't forget. And that was a pretty good hit.
James M. Bennett High School in Maryland for Davis. 2nd and 8, fake of a handoff. He'll take it himself, lowers the head, drives forward to the 10-yard line. Ankle tackle was made by Antare Leo.
Yeah, Latondres Regenball showing some of his toughness right there, putting the head down and just getting what he could get on that. But he kind of, said, I'm a quarterback, but I'm going to be a running back on this play. So nice toughness there by the young man. Canada knocking on the door, trying to be the first on the scoreboard as the quarter ticks down. Excuse me, trying to tie this game.
Their first time on the scoreboard. Yeah. Low snap, driving forward on 3rd and 4. They will be stuffed. Disappointing for Canada on a critical 3rd down play at the end of the first period. The exchange was not good on the snap.
Yeah, I just like good defense, and that was Devaney Cushney again, and he finished that off with an exclamation point at the end of it. A big stop there.
That's the end of the first quarter, a defensive battle between the United States under-18 national team and Canada. The U.S. up by 7 after 1.
Riddell has been at the forefront of innovation in football equipment. First, we invented an icon. Then, we created football's leading impact monitoring system. We also introduced a truly customized interior. And now, we reimagined the DNA of the helmet. By constantly operating at the forefront of technology, our engineers are designing the future of the game today.
Football has evolved countless times, becoming the game we love today. We believe tomorrow's version can be a smarter and safer one. That's why we created the football development model. It decreases contact and focuses on progression by age, skill, and game type, starting with fun and fundamentals. It gives athletes more ways to play and more reasons to stay. Help us create a smarter and safer football that brings people together. Explore the football development model at usafootball.com/FDM.
Will you be the selected one? Are you giving us everything you've got to be the best you can be? You got to dig down deep. Every drill, every competition. Don't even represent just your family, but this family. You got to be willing to let that blood flow. You got to bring it out in you. What we want is a band of brothers coming together. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go. Get loose.
We start the second quarter, the nightcap and final game at the 2020 International Bowl. The United States under-18 national team, a 7-0 lead over Canada. Matt Peterson, Rich Butch, Al Sandor. This has been fun today, and it looks like a good competitive match here in the nightcap.
Oh, it's been such a great time. And, you know, USA Football, they do such a great job with this International Bowl. And we've seen some good games today, and now we have a barn burner here at the end.
Goal line play made. As the tackle was made, catch for Nolan Ullum.
Yeah, just a little pitch and catch here. He throws it inside on the slant. He's quick on the slant, and he does a good job of hanging on to that football before Devaney Cushney got there. Cushney's made a couple of plays early in this game from a defensive standpoint. He's been all over the place, trying to make his presence felt.
Home from Kelowna, British Columbia. Second and goal from the 2-yard line. Handoff up the middle. He will not get there. Nice backside tackle. The lineman would not let him in the end zone. Grabbed him around the waist and pulled him back.
Good job. There was actually a pink flag that went down on the field there, and I was wondering, are we? There it is.
Good eye, Butch. He saw it.
Yeah.
Third down. From the 1. Fake one way and then up the seam for the touchdown. And we fed the ball one way and then handed off to him, Noah Anderson.
That's just a big boy touchdown right there. You know, you come back here, fake it one way, let that big offensive line pull a couple of guards inside, and just a good job on the seal as he follows that blocking into the end zone. Big touchdown right there for Canada. So just like that, they have an opportunity to tie this ball game. I mean, they've shown they could move the football tonight, and they just finished off this drive. Nice job with Noah Anderson getting the touchdown.
Anderson from Surrey, British Columbia. The PAT is good. Emile Choquette 7-7 just a minute into the second quarter.
And what a good start this game is getting off to. We look like we're going to have a contest here tonight. And we've seen some pretty good games today here. We've seen some high-scoring games, and we saw Japan win earlier tonight, knocking off the USA team, the under-17 team.
Well, here's Canada's history at the International Bowl. Back in 2009, their debut, a 41-3 loss to the United States. And in 2017, a 33-11 loss to the U.S. national team at the U19 level. Football Canada beat the U.S. national team 44-26 at the U18 level in 2018. And then that same year, a different Canada side lost to the U.S. national team 47-7. Last year, a 27-10 win, and this is really a rematch of that. Seven McGee was the MVP of that game for the United States. McGee, a 45-yard touchdown catch as part of it. 4 catches, 75 yards in total in last year's win. Fielded at the 20-yard line. Bursting forward, past the 35 and the 40. Stays on his feet into Canadian territory. Excellent run back from Lameek Brockington.
Lameek Brockington had thoughts of going all the way with that one. The 5'11", 173-pounder caught that around the 19-yard line, and then watch it. He's a brave young man to wear a hoodie under that jersey because somebody's going to pull it before the night is out. But what an outstanding run. Took it over midfield all the way back to the other side of the field. I mean, that was just a great job on the kickoff return.
He's got that hoodie underneath, that sweater. Colquitt County High School in Moultrie, Georgia. Brockington described as a very smooth athlete. Big threat in the passing game. We've also seen him in the return game. Well, he runs into his own lineman and he's pushed back. Unfortunate that time for the U.S. as Nathan Turner went right up the middle and he banged into Alex Temple.
Yeah, Nathan Turner. We didn't get a butt fumble like we did with the Jets, but he did run into his own man. Turner, we expect to see more from him. He was the MVP at the Texas high school training camp this past summer, so he's got some skills to get the job done.
2nd and 14 after the 4-yard loss, and there's a sack. Back near the 40-yard line. Celebrations for Reese Cack.
Just a good job by the Canadians putting the pressure on. Cack coming in, and you could see Turner move to the other side to pick up the pressure there, and he did do that, but Cack broke scot-free and came away with the sack.
Cack's from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Kind of a tall, light defensive lineman, 6 foot, 195 pounds, using his quickness. He spins out of it, reading the screen, and the takedown happens at the 40-yard line. Xavier Malone with the tackle.
Yeah, Malone did an excellent job of sniffing that screen out. I mean, he saw it when the lineman just let everybody go, and he comes up quickly and makes a great tackle on number 81, Kellen Hornbuckle, the big tight end who was trying to get something going there on the screenplay, but it just wasn't happening.
Malone from Dieppe, New Brunswick. Punt time for the United States. Punted from the 20-yard line. Their catch made at the opposite 20-yard line.
Yeah, Jackson Cooling, and that fair catch that was a little more difficult than it appeared at first because he had some pressure under him there and he had to keep his eye on there. Good job of keeping his concentration. As we've seen in some of the earlier games today, we've had some of the biggest turnovers of the game coming in the punt game.
Now back to the sideline with Lauren Leal.
Guys, as we know, 38 states are represented here at this International Bowl, which means a lot of talent, a lot of backgrounds, in which I got to learn some about this 18 national team. And these guys, interesting backgrounds, and I'll start it off with number 84 tight end Ben Peterson. His brother was actually actually played earlier in the 19 national game, Samuel Peterson, and he is committed to Air Force, so he will be there next year. Now, as for number 17, Bryce Drummond, we've heard his names a couple times already in this game. Well, not only does he have a cannon for an arm, but his mother is the actual pioneer woman on the Food Network. Yes, that is her television show. Now, there's another guy, number 79, R.J. Smith. He's the only athlete from Alabama. Number 70, Alex Temple, is the only guy from Idaho. So, like I said, throughout these 38 states in the United States, these guys are representing and coming here to represent Team USA under 18 National. Very interesting backgrounds. Back up to you guys.
And an interception for the United States. Big run back inside the 30-yard line and down to the 24. Maximus Pulley.
Just great coverage. He had the over-the-top coverage. He had one of his teammates underneath, and he did a good job of just maintaining his position. Watch as the throw goes out there, comes over from the safety position, makes a nice interception, and then he's not done. He's going to do some more work down the sidelines. Good blocking. It's amazing how the defensive players turned into offensive players throwing those blocks down the field to make a nice return, and he's got the turnover chain on the sideline. How about that? You know, you work hard to get that chain. He won't be wearing it long because he'll be back on the field in just a minute, but it's good to have it for a while.
And it's Seven McGee on the screen, bursting up the left side for a first down. And the interception came against the new quarterback for Canada, Noah Pelletier, just into the game. One of his first passes picked off.
Yeah, and he put that ball, he just floated it a little too much out there. He gave Maximus Pulley time to come from that safety position and run in over there and make the interception. Here we go, Seven McGee. I mean, anytime that guy touches the ball, it's so much fun to watch.
And a touchdown for the United States. Nathan Turner into the end zone.
Nathan Turner, we talked about him also a little early in the game. And watch this. Simple misdirection play, had a running back going one way. Turner came back the other way. Good job by the offensive line to spring him. He's in the end zone, and Team USA back out in front.
Turner, another Texan on this United States national team, playing in his home state out of Port Arthur, Texas, Nederland High School.
A lot of good football going on down in Nederland, and Nathan Turner just the latest to come out of there. Now, this is pretty cool. It's something to watch for later in the ball game. Seven McGee is the holder on field goal and extra point attempts.
Leaves great opportunity for fakes, and we see it on cue. He will run from the spot, stiff arm, dive for the end zone. Touchdown. 2-point conversion for Seven McGee. He had to do it the hard way.
Oh, yeah, and you want to know where that guy is. If he comes on the field, if you got your team set for this game, just a great job. He picked it up. He was going to do it by himself. Great stiff arm there, and then watch the effort diving for the pylon. He's in for the touchdown. But someone should have recognized 7-7-7. They should have been hollering. Number 7 is out down there holding, because that was a dead giveaway.
2-point conversion, 15-7, United States over Canada.
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Phil.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Solari. Long story. Then we got, no, you're not gonna want to see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a month per line for 4 lines. New from AT&T.
It's tough to quit smoking cold turkey. So Chantix can help you quit slow turkey. Along with support, Chantix is proven to help you quit. With Chantix, you can keep smoking at first and ease into quitting. Chantix reduces the urge, so when the day arrives, you'll be more ready to kiss cigarettes goodbye. When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, depressed mood, suicidal thoughts or actions, seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or life-threatening allergic and skin reactions. Decrease alcohol use. Use caution driving or operating machinery. Tell your doctor if you've had mental health problems. The most common side effect is nausea. Quit smoking. Slow turkey. Talk to your doctor about Chantix.
(15-7), United States under-18 national team leading after a two-point conversion from Seven McGee.
Yeah, and sometimes, we talked about this earlier today. There are times when you decide, hey, we score here, we're just going to go ahead for two, and we're going to do this play. And I just felt like that was one of those times where they had already made up their minds. If we get this ball in the end zone, we're going to run this play.
A fair catch around the 31-yard line from Rayshawn Blake of Canada, now down by 8 points.
Really good possession for Team USA, though. They took advantage of the turnover, nice return off the interception, and then they drove it down and got the touchdown to cap off the drive. And that's what you want to do when you get a turnover. You want to cash it in for points, and Team USA did that.
Seven McGee going back to Southern California. Just announced for his next season, transferring from East High in Rochester, New York. Incomplete pass.
Man, Peltier with the little zip on that ball. He had a receiver coming on the slant. It looked like he had a little space there, but I mean, he zipped that right past him. So we've seen some good arms on these quarterbacks also today. It's very impressive.
McGee said last week he's going to go to Narbonne High, Harbor City in the Los Angeles area. This gives him a better chance to develop his technique. Here on second down over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Jackson Cooling, the intended receiver. A four-star prospect, Seven McGee, started out his high school career at Grace Brethren in Simi Valley, California. Went to the CIF 2A state championship game as a freshman.
He's something special. It'd be great to watch him at Oregon and see if he ends up going there. I think that's where he's committed to. He'll be something to watch.
Third and 10 for Canada. Screenplay set up, and that was snuffed out. Excellent read that time by 35. Miles Cowderer.
Yeah, Cowderer right there for that one. And Peltier having all kinds of problems in this one. I mean, he threw that one, but he knew when he threw the ball that this wasn't going anywhere. Good job right there by number 35, Miles Cowderer, just sniffing that play out. And just fine defense by USA as they force another punt.
Meek Brockington back to return it. Punted away by Charlie DeLand. Oh, it bounces out around the 40-yard line. Lastly, on Seven McGee, he's rated as the #2 running back in his class, 51 player overall by 247sports.com.
Why? #2 running back, and he's playing wide receiver in this game. So, I mean, obviously he has the skill set to play wherever they need him to play. You might as well stick an athlete right there for his position because he can do it all. I mean, and we've only seen him for almost the first half here, and you saw him last year, but this kid has been really impressive.
And full credit to you, Butch, for spotting him holding it. Do you have a past life as a special teams coach?
No, I just know when they put an athlete in the ball game, you got to keep your eye on him. And here he comes again. Wow. he likes contact also.
Yeah, he stood up his marker there on the 43-yard line.
This kid is something special. Here he comes on the jet sweep. Has a good block in front of him there. Turns the corner and watch the hit. Wow, I don't know who got the worst of that. I mean, they both brought it right there. Well, Seven McGee's okay.
He's still flexing
He's
that
flexing.
right bicep
Yeah.
on the video board. His teammates enjoying that. Doesn't lack confidence, that's for sure. Handoff up the middle. Excellent takedown. A big nose tackle for Canada. Mitchell Price, 6'2", 275 pounds, out of Caledon, Ontario.
Mitchell Price, that was a nice play. They tried like a little trap play right there in the middle, and Price dug in. They could not move him, and he made a nice play to shut that one down.
Now 3rd and 8 for the U.S. Bryce Drummond, the quarterback, looking toward the sideline for the play call. Drummond looking left, has a man wide open at the 48. Leon Winfield out of Garland, Texas.
Yeah, you give Drummond a little time and he can make you pay. Found the open man that time, and it was a good pitch and catch play right there for Team USA.
Now Winfield, just a sophomore, one of the stars of this team. And it off on 1st down, wrestled backward. Excellent work against Amir Pittman-Williams.
Yeah, nice job defensively, because this guy's a load. Pittman-Williams, I mean, any guy that rushes for over 2,000 yards in a season, you know, he's doing something right, and they did a great job on defense to shut that down.
Winfield, who had the catch on the prior play, Skyline High School, a powerhouse in the DFW area. Good pump fake. Thrown near the 1st down marker. Another catch up that left sideline from Winfield.
Yeah, nice job. Good catch on that one, and credit Drummond with some time for buying some extra time. He steps up right there, keeps his eyes downfield, completes the pass, and then Winfield does a good job getting the 1st down. I mean, he was right at the sticks when he made the catch, and then he fell forward for the 1st down for Team USA.
Canada player receiving treatment. Winfield, a sophomore, great size already, 6'4", 200 pounds. We take a break here in Arlington. 8-point lead for the U.S. here in the 2nd quarter.
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Phil.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Solari. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, you're not going to want to see this.
I don't think this is going to work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a month per line for 4 lines. New from AT&T.
It's tough to quit smoking cold turkey, so Chantix can help you quit slow turkey. Along with support, Chantix is proven to help you quit. With Chantix, you can keep smoking at first and ease into quitting. So when the day arrives, you'll be more ready to kiss cigarettes goodbye. When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, depressed mood, suicidal thoughts or actions, seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or life-threatening allergic and skin reactions. Decrease alcohol use, use caution driving or operating machinery. Tell your doctor if you've had mental health problems. The most common side effect is nausea. Talk to your doctor about Chantix.
Involving some household names. Of course, the Cowboys play here. It's certainly, among the most famous football stadiums in the world. It'd be up there. I would argue with Lambeau Field in Green Bay. You could make an argument 1A, 1B between these two, and whether you like kind of the history or the new ageness of AT&T Stadium. He slips and goes down at the 42-yard line.
He's a little embarrassed, but that's about it. No harm, no foul on that play. But it's almost just the technology of this stadium, though. As we take another look, Drummond is just going to go back, and sometime that invisible turf monster will get you, pulled him down just like that. And it happens every once in a while. And he said, as long as it doesn't happen too much. But just being in this stadium, I mean, it's a brand, for all practical purposes, it's still a new stadium. It has all the latest high-tech stuff. I mean, if you want tradition and history, Lambeau Field is great. You got to go to Lambeau to take in some of that. But I just think a high school football game, these kids might think, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, 47,000 were here for the state championships a few weeks ago. For the Texas State Finals. That was lost in the lights, it looked like. The return man for Canada lost it.
Well, that drive came to an abrupt end right there for Team USA because it looked like they had something going there.
If you're curious at all how much it means to these players, check out their social media accounts. Look on Twitter or Instagram. Look up their name. Most of them have a tweet pinned or near the top promoting the game, promoting what they did in practice, talking about the broadcast. For many of these players, maybe their first time on a ESPN network, having friends and family able to watch. Now Canada takes over. It's that second-string quarterback, Noah Pelletier, in for another series.
You know, the kids in Texas, you know, like you said, there's so many events here. You know, it may not be quite, but you got somebody coming here from Idaho, and you look at Nebraska and some of these other places. I mean, I like I said, I'd love to be a kid playing in that stadium and just being a part of that kind of stuff and looking around and seeing the star at midfield. And I just can't imagine. It's an experience they're not going to ever forget.
2nd and 8. Pelletier, the quarterback from Regina, Saskatchewan. Looked way down the field. Now he'll tuck it and run it. Wise decision near the first down marker. We'll see where they mark it.
He got out of bounds, too. I don't know if it's first down. They didn't stop the clock, so let's see. Just a good job. Didn't have what he wanted downfield, and he does the smart thing. Just pulls it down, gets out of bounds, get close to the sticks. He looked like he got it that time on that look at it, and it says 1st and 10, so yes. Nice job. Way to make something out of nothing.
Pelletier, 6'2" quarterback. Walking toward the sideline. A timeout is called. Noah Anderson just checked in. He had the touchdown run for Canada. It's lone touchdown.
You know, Canada, that first drive, USA gave up a lot of yardage on the ground, and they did also on the second drive. But since then, they've kind of settled down a little bit. And they've done a really good job forcing the Canadians to punt the football.
Third and a very short yard to get. And a late whistle. Flag comes in. First down for Canada. Illegal substitution for the U.S.
So they ended up with the first down after all. The quarterback scramble, he was pretty close. He was right near the sticks, and that really depended on the spot. Didn't get the spot, but they got the penalty.
3 out to the right, 1 to the left. I'll hand it off right up the middle. We'll scoot forward for about 4 or 5. A big takedown from the backside. He's had a busy first half for the U.S. defensive group.
And the clock continues to tick, and the USA, I mean, they're content to let it go. They are very content to let it go. They'd love to get some points on the board, though, before we get to halftime.
Second and 6, throw over the middle. It's tipped. Threw that into triple coverage. That was Deuce Harmon nearly with the pick.
Yeah, Harmon, one of 3 blue jerseys in the vicinity there. He may have been the guy who got his hand on it, but we have another flag from the officials, and we'll see if they sort this out with 1:28 to go.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense, 99. Play results at first down.
It's a big play right there that may help the Canadians get some points on the board before the half. So a big mistake by Team USA.
Penalties extending this drive twice. That's Jamar Goff, defensive lineman out of Pahuska, Oklahoma.
Just from the reaction of the coaches, I think he might have been the guilty party. Just from the reaction as he came over to the sideline.
Goff, the man pictured there, number 99, high school teammates with Bryce Drummond, one of the quarterbacks there for the U.S. Pahuska High School. Too much on that pass, intended for Xavier Gilarde.
Just a great job, though, bringing pressure by Team USA. Watch the left of your screen. Pressure's going to show in a hurry, and that forced Peltier to throw the football a lot quicker than he wanted to. He had an open receiver, but he really didn't have an opportunity to hit him. He just gunned that thing over there, so it's a good job by Team USA forcing an incomplete pass.
2nd and 10. They must play quickly. 1:20 left in the half. They hand it off up the middle. Can't break through that wall. Zion Dane wrestled him down. Dane from Lorton, Virginia.
This is where that kind of deliberate play kind of hurts the Canadian team, because they're in a situation here where they need to go up tempo and they need to kind of pick up the pace to try to get something on the board before the half.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. He'll go out to the right. Great throw right to the 30-yard line. A first down. Catch made by Devin Guest.
That's just a good play right there. You see Peltier rolling to his right, pulling up, and that's the key to it. He pulled up short before he fired that ball over to Ohm right there near the sidelines. Did a good job, but he set himself. He stopped as he was rolling out to his right. He stopped, set himself, and threw a perfect strike. And they got picked up another first down and stopped the clock. So good job.
Lauren Leal told us keep an eye on Nolan Ohm, future Eagle at Eastern Washington University. A 6'2" wide receiver out of Kelowna, British Columbia.
You saw the guy with the water squirted him in the eye. He's like, man, I just got the pass. These kids have a great time with it, and that's the way it should be.
.38 seconds left. Thrown to the end zone. Slightly too far. A good idea, though. With under 40 seconds left, the closest receiver was Daniel Wiebe.
And we've seen that a lot today, and it's 2 receivers in the same spot. And that may have something to do with the fact that they've only had 6 workouts to get prepared for this game. And you know, you're always going to have guys kind of who don't quite get this play, don't quite get that play. But we've seen that a lot today. We've had 2 receivers in the same spot, and you don't normally see that during a regular game. Although I saw you did call a flag football game where they had 2 receivers in the same spot on purpose, and they tipped it over the head, and that was a great play to end that game.
Yeah, the tip drill from Israel for a touchdown in its loss against the United States yesterday. Flag football now a part of the International Bowl. Thrown into double coverage there. Caught on 2nd down. Another catch for Nolan Ohm.
Gets a quick pass over to Ohm, and then watch Isaiah Harris. Good job. I mean, way to split the double team with the pass. Pretty.
10 seconds left. Maybe one final heave to the end zone. And before that, Canada takes a timeout before 3rd and 6.
Maybe they'll go for the field goal now. We'll see what they decide to do, because if any points you can put on the board before halftime would be great.
A great guess there. Amile Choquette, the kicker, is on the field. Could turn it from an 8-point deficit to 5 at the half.
Love that kid's haircut. Look on the scoreboard right there. I mean, he was sharp. He was rocking the mohawk.
The day began for some of these fans at 8:30 in the morning. Had a lot of school kids at the midday matchup. A big win for the U18 National team over Panama. A kick will come from 44 yards away. It is blocked. Great special teams play for the United States. picked up in the end zone. A kick from Choquette blocked, and that brings the first half to a close. United States under-18 national team up 15-7 over Canada.
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Phil.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Solari. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, they're not gonna want to see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a month per line for 4 lines. New from AT&T.
Now, Coach, we've seen a lot of explosive plays, big carries, but it's been a low-scoring game. What are you seeing that you like seeing from this offensive, and what adjustments need to be made on the defensive to make some more stops?
Well, we've moved the ball and we turned it over on that first drive after a good drive, and then they got it back, and we were just not tackling, running our feet on contact, and that's because guys haven't practiced full go since December, so a little bit out of shape. It took us a little bit better. I think we're tackling better. Had not a very smart penalty right there that we got out of it, but I think offensively we're doing some good things. We just got to finish some drives.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, and now we will be right back here. 18 National versus Canada. Stay with us.
Lexios. Add toilet paper to the shopping list. Oh, and camel milk.
And a chicken. And the moisturizer.
Thanks, guys. I'll take it from here.
In fast food, there's value. Then there's fresh value from Subway. Fresh value is just $2.99 for the 6-inch oven-roasted chicken, seasoned all-white meat chicken raised without antibiotics. Fresh value is the $2.99 6-inch Veggie Delight with hand-cut veggies and freshly baked bread. Fresh value is freshly prepared for you, like the new Subway sliders starting at just $1.89. There's something for everyone. That's fresh value, only from Subway.
Fire TV Cube? Alexa, turn on the TV. Plain Chops on Food Network. Alexa, volume up.
In fast food, there's value. Then there's fresh value from Subway. Fresh value is just $2.99 for the 6-inch oven-roasted chicken, seasoned all-white meat chicken raised without antibiotics. Fresh value is the $2.99 6-inch Veggie Delight with hand-cut veggies and freshly baked bread. Fresh value is freshly prepared for you, like the new Subway sliders starting at just $1.89. There's something for everyone. That's fresh value, only from Subway.
Set for the start of the third quarter, 2020 International Bowl, the nightcap. It's the United States under-18 national team, and there's Luke Lapese, Humble, Texas, Summer Creek High School. 6'5", 290-pound offensive lineman.
Hey, big guy, big guy. We know a lot of people in Humble, Texas. Do a lot of good TV work down in Humble, and his dad, I understand, used to be on the Humble school board. Keith Lapese recently retired. So here his son is for USA football playing in the national game. The under-18 game tonight. His team doing pretty good.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why these return men, 2 danger men, pick your poison. I'd kick it out of bounds.
Yes.
If I was the Canada special teams coach. That would be my instruction. 7 McGee, where's number 7? And then opposite him for the United States, It's Lameek Brockington. Both these guys have been electric in the open field.
Yeah, if you ever had a good onside kick in your repertoire, this is the time to pull it out and try it. Because it's 50-50, you might get it. Maybe it's a little worse than that. But you're probably better off going for the onside kick than letting 7 have another shot at taking it back on you.
We get the third quarter underway. And it's handed back to 7 McGee. McGee, following a fleet of blockers, escapes one tackle and he's wrestled down. A good sportsmanship from 7 McGee. A little tap on the back. He appreciated that tackle from 75, Adrian Menegata.
Yeah, and you look at that kickoff return, and Lameek Brockington, you know, he knew exactly who to give it to. Brock had a good return himself earlier in this game, but he tossed that ball back to 7 McGee to give him a chance to go all the way. I mean, the guy's that dangerous. I mean, he really is, and he's shown us flashes tonight, and we're just early in the third quarter.
Menegata with the tackle out of Calgary, Alberta, 6'5". Defensive lineman on special teams. First possession of the third quarter for the U.S. Lameek Brockington has a first down.
Yeah, and we were just talking about him. It's not like he's a slouch himself. I mean, he can go, and you saw a little bit of it right there. He did a good job after catching that pass and making something happen from Bryce Drummond. Nice gain on the play for Team USA.
Brockington out of Colquitt High School, one of the top programs in Georgia. Has several offers, including Duke and Georgia Tech. 7 McGee in motion. They'll fake the handoff, throw it out to McGee in the open field. Here he goes. First down. Pick up about 17 yards for 7 McGee.
And you have to know where number 7 is on the field, but even when you do, that little motion away from him takes the defenders inside, and all he needs is a crease. And you saw him accelerate just a little bit to get through that crease. He turned what should have been a 5-yard gain into like a 12-yard gain. Just a good job. I mean, this guy, he has a motor that's always running on high.
Quality blocking in front of him. Now a handoff to the left side, lowering his head. Booming run from Nathan Turner, had a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, these guys coming out here in the second half, and they're running with some authority here, some determination. Saw Nathan Turner right there turning upfield, and he's not the biggest of guys, 5'10", 170 pounds from Port Arthur, and he brought it on that play.
Was the running back MVP at the Texas High School training camp last summer. Handoff on first down, right back up the middle for Nate Turner. Quality running back core. You have Nate Turner, you have Amir Pittman-Williams. Williams, 2,100 yards rushing, 73 touchdowns last season in North Carolina. 7 McGee is a running back, he's a wide receiver. You can put him anywhere on offense. And pick up the blitz. Bryce Drummond escapes and just gets the ball away on second down. Great pursuit from Canada.
Yeah, it was a good job, an attempt by Nathan Turner right there to pick, and he did hit him, so he delayed the inevitable there by slowing him down a little bit, but he couldn't take him out, and Drummond realized he had no chance, that the play was about to blow up on him, and he was going to be sacked, so he just unloaded the football.
I'm excited to see Drummond throw downfield. The coaches say he can throw the ball 50 yards with a flick of the wrist, no exaggeration. A linebacker in high school, maybe the best hitter on his high school team in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. This guy's a true athlete, but they've mostly just gotten the ball out of his hands to the athletes like 7 McGee.
Yeah, no, he hasn't took one down. Look at that. That is just unbelievable. And he's called let's see where he has him out of bounds.
Just shy of the end zone. McGee wants to stay in the game, but no need to throw downfield when you get it to your playmakers.
Yeah, and this is interesting because had he been trying to extend that football, let's take a look, and then he lost it. You know, it could have been a touchback, but they said it was out of bounds on the 1 and not going over the goal line.
McGee in the slot. They fumble it. It's loose and picked up by Canada. Big play at the goal line. A stand for Canada when they needed it.
Wow. I mean, what a great play by the Canadian defense. Actually, though, Drummond just dropped the football. He had trouble with the exchange, and instead of just getting on it, he tried to pick it up and run it into the end zone. And that's going to be a huge turn of events because Team USA was about to get a touchdown. I mean, you know, what do they say about it? Just like in golf, you can't count it till the ball's in the hole. Well, that was as close as you were going to get to a touchdown right there. And the bad exchange from center to quarterback caused the fumble. And then Drummond didn't fall on it, and the ball stayed alive, and Canada with a nice recovery.
Tyson Kreshel-Niski with the recovery from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Handoff on first down. He'll bounce outside. He has some room. He turns to the corner. First down run from Ryder Frank.
And that's just how quickly momentum can swing when one team gets a big break. Take another look at Frank right here. Slips the tackle in the backfield, gets out on the outside, picks up a couple of blocks, and that's a nice gain for a first down for Canada.
I also want to give credit on the fumble recovery. The key play for me was Lane Novak. He threw his shoulder on top of the quarterback. That helped jar it loose on the second fumble. It led to the fumble recovery. So Novak out of White City, Saskatchewan, really kept the fumble alive for Canada.
And these guys are young guys, though, and they're going to learn that. You know, we talked about it in the last game where we had a quarterback that may have been trying to do a little too much there. Drummond, probably after the initial fumble, better safe than sorry. Just get on that football, keep possession of the ball, you know, live to play another day, because that's a huge, huge turnover on the goal line. And, you know, it's what they call in the NFL the sudden change. You got your defensive guys on the bench. They're getting water. They're doing whatever. They're not ready to come back into the game. And they got to jump up, grab their helmets, and run out there. And we see how quickly Canada has moved the ball upfield.
False start, Rayshawn Blake for Canada. Makes it 2nd and 14.
Still second down.
And you're right, Canada's hanging around. If you think of this game and what Canada has done, they've really just done well defensively. Had a 1-yard run from Noah Anderson for a touchdown. They had a strip earlier in the game forced by Isaac Dawkins. Kreshel-Niski, the fumble recovery. They've thrown an interception, but think of all the big plays in this game from the United States, and they only have 15 points.
Yeah, the opportunity has been there to score more, and they just really haven't cashed it in yet. And that's a fine-looking defensive play.
Back down to the sideline with Lauren Leal.
And now I'm joined by Aaron Ingram, and he is the Senior Manager of Football Operations for USA Football. Aaron, talk to us about this International Bowl, what the experience has been like for all of these players coming, and now it's the 11th inaugural one. What does it mean for you to be putting it on?
Oh, every year it means more and more. You know, you see more and more people have experiences, more and more countries, not just Americans anymore, but then to see their faces come in the stadium, to see them experience something they never have, to start a week, to end the week, it's just magical at times.
And what does it feel like for all of the coaches on staff? Because it's rigorous hours, but you love it because you love seeing these guys go out there, play hard, and it truly makes them happy and they're joy to be here at AT&T Stadium.
By far. You know, it's a long week for those coaches, you know, and we ask a lot. You know, we're not here to lose, right, of course, and we're also here to develop young men and young women, but I think they do enjoy it. Whether you're a Cowboy fan or not, when you walk in, it's something special.
And this process, as we discussed, 38 states are represented for Team USA, and it's a rigorous process to choosing and selecting all of these athletes. Talk to us a little bit about the regionals that happen throughout the year that lead up to the selection process.
Yep, every year we'll start in March. This year we'll have 18 of them, t-shirts, shorts, non-contact regionals. It'll go from 18 cities all over the country. The top 15% of that get invited to our summer program, and then from there we also make our selections here for 350.
Wow, that's an incredible long process.
A lot of math.
A lot of math for a lot of games, but so much fun here at the International Bowl. And thank you so much for speaking with us, Aaron. We appreciate your time. Sending it back up to you guys.
Lauren, and thank you, Aaron. A punt from Canada as that interview happens. So United States will take over. Still up by 8 points. Canada hanging around midway through the third quarter.
Really good job by the USA defense that time on that possession there. You know, we saw the turnover. They were knocking on the door, and to come away and deny the Canadians points, I mean, that's huge to get the football back. Now, granted, you lost a lot of field position, but there was no damage done on the scoreboard, and that's a big deal.
New quarterback in. He will heave it downfield. It's Gavin Cold. Intercepted. First play from Gavin Cole, the new quarterback. They let him throw it deep down the field. Interception from Tanner Rybar.
Yeah, take a look at Gavin Cole. Stepped up. Right there's the pressure. I'm not sure he got all into that one. He was able to step into it like he wanted to, and the ball was short, and that's why it was intercepted. He was trying to go to Seven McGee, who was behind the defender on the play, but because of the pressure, I really don't think Cole could step into the ball and deliver it like he was trying to there. And the Canadian team comes away with back-to-back turnovers. This time they improved their position because last time they got it on the goal line.
Tanner Rybert out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. This Canada team well represented by the province of Saskatchewan. Quarterback keeper, and it's swallowed up. What a takedown that was. CJ Nielzelski.
Nielzelski, boy, he got back there and made a play. And Nielzelski, that's a football name if I ever heard one, but check this out. He followed the tackle down the line, which is what they teach you to do. If your man pulls down the line, you follow him in that gap. That's what he did. It took him right into the backfield, and he made a nice play.
Nielzelski out of Toms River North High School, Toms River, New Jersey. He once had a very good Little League team with the Little League World Series a couple of years ago.
You know, I've been there a few times. I think 3 or 4 times, if I remember right. So, and oh wow.
Open man over the middle of the field was Olm once again. Nolan Olm has had a few catches. Unable to hold that one in.
Yeah, you've talked about him a lot. You've called his name a lot. Number 11, he's caught a couple of passes. You mentioned he's going to Eastern Washington, so he's all set. It's kind of good when you know where you're going to go in the future, where you're going to start your future, and you can learn out a lot of things about your new school.
3rd and 14, they set up the screen, and that is just blown up. Maybe a face mask, though. The second tackle, really dangerous there from 45 with basically the play over, but grabbed him around the face, Isaiah Harris. The initial hit from Ontare Leoleo.
Yeah, Leoleo came in there, and he was good, but no flag. So it's all good for Team USA as they're going to get the football back.
7 likes to punt to 7. Now Charlie DeLand, the punter for Canada. 7 McGee, the kick returner for the U.S. DeLand from the 20-yard line. McGee will let it bounce and roll away from him. Excellent punt. Down to the 14.
Yeah, he could not get there. He was trying to get there to pick it up before he could get that bounce for Canada. But I think he erred on the side of caution, and that's always a good thing when you're talking about hanging on to possession of the football when you're deep in your own territory like that, because you know he's itching to get his hands on one and try to bring it back.
Bryce Drummond returns at quarterback.
Might be a nice time to see Bryce Drummond air one out deep.
Or hand it off to 7 McGee. They contain him quite well by his standards. A tackle made by Seth Hundebi, another player from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's one of those guys, as an offensive coordinator, you can just come up with ways to get him the football. You know, we mentioned he can play running back, he can play wide receiver, and it's one of those times you just sit down and create plays just to get the football in his hands.
Like that, they fake it to him, and they go right up the middle. Ran into his own teammate again. Amir Pittman-Williams, we mentioned he had a prolific year last season, 27 touchdowns.
You know, something about it, maybe it's his shoulder pads because he has the bigger shoulder pads. But watching Pittman right back there, watching the strut a little bit, he looks like a little Eric Dickerson to me. I don't know why. It's something about the shape or something about that. Of course, Eric Dickerson, one of the bigger running backs in the game, you know, as for height-wise. So he's not that big, but it's just something about the shape that reminds me of Dickerson. I don't know why.
Full start. Offense, number 97. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
All start against the offense. Amir Pittman-Williams, Northern Nash High School, Enfield, North Carolina, where he collected those 27 touchdowns.
Well, so far in the second half, USA has been their own worst enemy.
Big throw right sideline, wide open, caught at midfield. Lameek Brockington to the house. There's the arm we've been hoping to see from Bryce Drummond. And then his partner, Lameek Brockington, did the rest.
Yeah, take a look. Bryce Drummond had just been teasing us a little bit, and then he uncorked one. But a beautiful one right there. He had his receiver wide open, so he just wanted to lay the ball out. And then number 12, Lameek Brockington, just high steps right down the sideline. And he had a nice return earlier in the game, but that's a good reception there. And he got behind the secondary, was wide open, and, you know, Bryce Drummond saw him right away and delivered a nice pass. You know, we've been waiting to see him throw downfield. He's been throwing underneath a lot, and that time he unloaded.
21-7, the point after touchdown. Up and good. Brockington with the big touchdown catch and run, 22-7. United States over Canada, 3:33 left in the third.
Riddell has been at the forefront of innovation in football equipment. First, we invented an icon. Then, we created football's leading impact monitoring system. We also introduced a truly customized interior. And now, we reimagined the DNA of the helmet. By constantly operating at the forefront of technology, our engineers are designing the future of the game today.
Football has evolved countless times, becoming the game we love today. We believe tomorrow's version can be a smarter and safer one. That's why we created the football development model. It decreases contact and focuses on progression by age, skill, and game type, starting with fun and fundamentals. It gives athletes more ways to play and more reasons to stay. Help us create a smarter and safer football that brings people together. Explore the football development model at usafootball.com/FDM.
Will you be the selected one? Are you giving us everything you've got to be the best you can be? You got to dig down deep. Every drill, every competition. Don't even represent just your family, but this family. You got to be willing to let that blood flow. You got to bring it out in you. What we want is a band of brothers coming together. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go. Get loose.
Kickoff from the United States spills into the end zone. A touchback. Canada will start at the 25-yard line. Matt Peterson with Butch Al-Sandor. Our fourth game today. The United States leading Canada. We had an upset of sorts. Japan over the U.S. U17 national team game in the prior. It's a deserved victory for Japan. They really were consistent for the entire game.
Yeah, they came out and they were consistent, and they were also well prepared for that game. I mean, they came out with a great offensive attack. You know, they played an up-tempo type offense, and it really worked. I mean, they did a good job of moving the football, and they played some great defense. I mean, some great defense.
Big throw on first down, and it's intercepted, but it spills out at the last second, nearly there. He'll plead his case. He wants to go to the video board for a review. Takai Davis.
Take another look, and he puts this one up in the air. Got some air underneath it. Wanted it to be a jump ball. It was. And Takai Davis goes up, pulls it in, and that's where I think he might have dribbled it off the ground, right? Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Takai, what were you trying to do there? Trying to plead your case on that. That ball's all over the ground. But you never know, man. You never know what the officials are going to call, and I'm sure he didn't realize he didn't make that catch.
Now Davis out of James M. Bennett High School, Salisbury, Maryland. Burst up the left sideline after the big pass play. Canada getting more aggressive now as time ticks down in the third quarter. Noah Anderson again. He had the touchdown run in the first quarter.
Yeah, and it's not like Canada hasn't moved the ball in this game. They have, but there's always been something to slow the drive down. Noah Anderson, you mentioned getting that big run in the first half to put them on the board.
Handoff. Up the middle. Just a sea of blue bodies there. to turn away Matthew Morin.
You know, that's just what you preach on defense. You want to have bodies flying toward the ball. And like you said, there was a sea of blue there just going around. Someone grabbed the T-shirt, just held down for a little bit, and then he got help from a lot of his friends for the big stop on that play.
In the Japan victory, 28-20 over the U17 national team, Takatomo Suzuki, the MVP, 5 catches, 134 yards receiving, plus a touchdown. Handoff on 2nd and 9. He has a first down over midfield up to the 45-yard line. Matthew Morin, another run.
You know, they've had success running the football, and they've had success running the football inside. And look at that hole. I mean, Team USA playing back a little bit. They're playing for the pass. Looked like they had an extra defensive back on the field, but we're still a minute to go, 2 minutes to go here, a minute 45 to go in the third. We still got plenty of time in this one.
You know what? Pelletier, the quarterback on this series for Canada. Again, he hands it off right back to Morin. Bounces outside, has some good blocking. Down to the 37-yard line. Might there be a late hit? The U.S. sideline is asking for a flag. Looked like two guys just fighting with no real malintent there.
You know, Matthew Morin's doing a good job running the football, but the holes are gaping right now. I mean, he just really has a lot of open space to run into, and so like I said, I'm sure Team USA, they did tighten it up for a little bit. That's how they started the game running, and they tightened it up a little bit inside, and they're going to have to do the same thing again because they're just getting too much on first down.
Maybe canceling penalties there. 2nd and 2. Handoff up the middle. First down for Canada. He's protecting that ball up to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it's just a great job. If you can keep it on the ground and if you can get 5-6 yards a chunk and they're not going to stop you, I mean, I would, you keep running that thing. Like I said, we're early enough to where you still get, can get some damage done there. They're 15 points down.
Burton Theogen with the carry. Maybe one final play here in the third quarter.
This is the end of the third quarter.
And that is the end of the third quarter. United States under-18 national team in control, a 15-point lead, but Canada on the move as we go to the fourth.
Riddell has been at the forefront of innovation in football equipment. First, we invented an icon. Then, we created football's leading impact monitoring system. We also introduced a truly customized interior. And now, we reimagined the DNA of the helmet. By constantly operating at the forefront of technology, our engineers are designing the future of the game today.
Football has evolved countless times, becoming the game we love today. We believe tomorrow's version can be a smarter and safer one. That's why we created the football development model. It decreases contact and focuses on progression by age, skill, and game type, starting with fun and fundamentals. It gives athletes more ways to play and more reasons to stay. Help us create a smarter and safer football that brings people together. Explore the football development model at usafootball.com/FDM.
Will you be the selected one? Are you giving us everything you've got to be the best you can be? You gotta dig down deep. Every drill, every competition. Don't even represent just your family, but this family. You gotta be willing to let that blood flow. You gotta bring it out in you. What we want is a band of brothers coming together. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Here we go, get loose.
The kiss cam between quarters. We go to the fourth quarter. United States under-18 national team up 20-7. Canada one of its best drives today. They're at the 31-yard line. And a trick play, a double reverse. He'll look downfield. Now he must decide what to do with it. He reverses course. It's Blake back the other way, still running, and he has a first down.
Yeah, he's pretty calm with all that going on back there in the backfield and kept his wits about him. Let's take a look. A little razzle-dazzle there. They flipped it back.
He goes about 60 yards to gain 10 yards of the first down.
Well, I think he really wanted to throw that football, and he decided, nah, I'm just going to pull it down. And nice little leisurely stroll.
Merton Theogen did his job with the block. New set of downs for Canada from the 20-yard line. They hand it off. Theogen picks up 4. We mentioned that Japan game. There's a good recap on the International Bowl website about Japan's victory, and we knew there was some integration between the Japanese coaches and some American coaches. The head coach for Japan in the prior game was P.J. Gibbs, and he just raved about the integration between his staff and the Japanese staff and how well the players practiced all week. He said the acumen and intelligence of Deweyama was phenomenal. The kids are sponges. You tell them to do something once, they do it 1,000,000 miles an hour. 2nd and 8 for Canada. Caught at the 15-yard line. He'll bounce to the left side. He has a first down. 1st and goal for Canada. Nice hard running after the catch for Xavier Gilardet.
Gilardet just runs a simple little route here, and there was some pressure in the face, but Peltier unloaded it, and a nice catch right there by Gilardet. And, that's just plain pitch and catch. I mean, he was wide open there. So this has been a great drive by Canada. Nothing fancy about that, I was going to say.
1st and goal for Canada, down 15, 10:30 left in the 4th quarter. Noah Pelletier looks left. Low throw, just a bit low. May have been a touchdown if it was brought in by Theogen.
It was going to be very close, and he delivered that ball just a little bit low. He could not make the catch, but it'd have been very close. It might have been a touchdown for Canada.
Pelletier, the quarterback. And Aloha Latondres Regimbald have shared the duties. 2 wide right, 2 wide left, 1 in the backfield. Next to Pelletier. He looks left. Good coverage on that near sideline. That was Antare Lealelo.
Lealelo, we've called out his name a few times, and that was excellent coverage there. He saw earlier on the down before they were trying to work that side, so he was alert and came in and did a great job knocking that ball away.
In all likelihood, 4-down territory here for Canada, down 15. They need 2 touchdowns plus an extra point. If they go for the field goal, they would still need 2 more scores.
Canada's been working this on the left side the whole time, and now they put the receivers to the right. So let's see if they don't go to the right this time.
Pelletier, indeed looking right. Has a man at the goal line. Is he in?
Great defensive play. I don't think he got the ball over. So let's take another look here. You can see pass right over the middle on the quick slant, and no, he went backwards. So we're going to see a 4th down coming up for Canada. Big defensive stop right there.
Shades of Drake Greenlaw with the 49ers against the Seahawks on the final game of the season, the goal line stand. 4th and goal from the 1. Huge play here. Up the middle, to the outside, touchdown for Canada. Bryce Drummond, the quarterback, carries it in. Beg your pardon, that's Riker Frank.
Riker Frank, and if you look at this again, when we take another look at it, we'll check it out after the kick, but Team USA stacked the middle. I mean, they really thought they were coming right up the middle with it, and Canada with a good job of seeing that, making the call, going to the sweep to the right side, and Riker Frank does the job taking it in.
Point after touchdown from Choquette. It's up, and it's good. Canada within 8 with 9:26 left in the fourth quarter. Riker Frank out of Regina, Saskatchewan.
It was a money drive, too. They had to put something on the board. It was 4-down territory, whether they got to the goal line or not. But check this play out. I mean, Team USA just stacked the middle. Canada was able to seal everybody inside, and it was an easy touchdown for Frank.
So going back to the Japan victory, and P.J. Gibbs and the defense they set up, they limited the United States to 67 passing yards. Pretty incredible considering two very good quarterbacks from Texas, Chris Parson out of Duncanville and Justin Strong out of Northwest High School in Texas, but they limited it to under 70 yards passing. And Gibbs afterwards said, "I'm so overwhelmed with the amount of happiness I have. Not for me personally, but for the Japanese players. They flew 12 hours to get to Texas, and they'll remember this for the rest of their lives."
They were very impressive today. And the whole experience, I'm sure, being here, being at AT&T Stadium, participating in the International Bowl, the friendships they've made this week, I mean, and to top it off with the win. I mean, it had to be an incredible experience for those guys.
Gibbs went on to say Japan's coaches and general managers were so welcoming to us, helped us translate. Said the easiest week of practice of their life. You should tell them to do it once, the translator translates it, and then it gets done.
Boy, if life was only like that. That'd be great. Maybe I need a translator.
Here comes Seven McGee. Well contained, wrestled down around the 30-yard line. A little pushing and shoving after the fact. You see how McGee responds. He always gives a little dap afterward after a good tackle.
Good job, good coverage on it, but they're going to put a little love tap on number 7 every chance they get. Because like we were talking about earlier, he's the one guy on the field you need to know where he is all the time.
He's fun to watch. We saw him earlier flexing his muscles, but then when he's contained and tackled, he'll always congratulate
or
the tackler.
Or help the guy up, or help pick him up. Yeah, exactly. I noticed that also.
Andrew Luck style. Remember, he'd be sacked and say, "Nice tackle, big man."
Yeah.
Hand off right side, swallowed up. A good first play on this critical defensive series for Canada. They slow down Nate Turner.
Yeah, Andrew Luck always said they don't need any extra motivation to hit you in that situation.
Gibbs continued his praise for the Japanese team. When the players did something wrong, they apologized to you. Gibbs said it was an unbelievable experience, one he'll never forget. Japan beating the U.S. 28-20 in the prior game. It's out to Seven McGee around the 30-yard line. He escapes some pressure, and he's pushed down at the 39-yard line. Looked like a flag or two came in.
A couple of late flags on the play.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. Previous time.
Percy Spites charged with the hold.
Take a look at this again on the replay. The thing about Seven McGee, the first guy never takes him down, and in a lot of cases, the second guy doesn't get him. Look at that. The first two guys missed him. I mean, that's what you're working with right there.
Have to give credit again. We've called his name again. Seth Hundeby, 42, a linebacker from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He's taken down Seven McGee a few times today.
He has. He's been all over the field. He's played a fine defensive game.
On 2nd and 20, big run, the first down for the United States. A great response after the holds. It's Nate Turner.
You know, here's one of those holds where you take your offensive line out to McDonald's or something. I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, they just blew everybody out of there, and a nice run by Nathan Turner to finish it off.
Running back out of Port Arthur, Texas, Nederland High School, down to the Golden Triangle of Southeast Texas. Right up the middle, they're trying to strip the ball away. You got to be careful. 97 there's punching the ball away. You have to be careful with that.
The 97 is lucky they did not call a personal foul on him. He wasn't punching the ball away, he was punching him in the neck. And some of the other guys were trying to yank the ball, but he was just in there punching. So I think he got away with one right there.
And Mitchell Price, Caledon, you have to be a little more discreet, maybe in a scrum.
Slightly.
During a fumble, when there's a few bodies over you, not in plain view of the ref. They start bunch, and they send all 5 receivers out to the left. What do they have here? 4 blockers, maybe for 7 McGee. McGee wants to throw it. He chucks it downfield. It's caught. The halfback toss downfield, and the catch made by Nate Turner.
Well, that just shows you right there, 7 McGee can do it all. I mean, pass, you could tell the pass was behind the line. It was a lateral on the pass to McGee, and then McGee goes downfield with a pretty strike to Nathan Turner.
An eligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 83, he's covered up. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
83, Jaden Hughes, ineligible. He's listed as a wide receiver.
No, he is, and it's because of that formation. You know, he was covered up. He was not allowed to go out. So I'm sure they practiced this, but, you know, they only had 6 practices. So it's not enough time to drill it in. But because of that formation, he could not leave the line of scrimmage. But because he is a wide receiver, he left the line of scrimmage.
How would you explain covered up to a football novice like me?
Well, he's standing there, and he's basically taking the spot of one of the offensive linemen because they put all those people out there. So because of his positioning where he was, he could not go out for a pass. He had to stay on. You have to have so many guys on the line of scrimmage at all times. And he was technically he was a lineman on that play. He strayed downfield just a little bit.
Now on second down, it's overthrown. So if you're covered up, you have to stay at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, you cannot go to you may have an eligible number, but because of the formation your team is in, you're no longer an eligible receiver. It's kind of like the opposite when you come in and you bring in an extra offensive tackle and it's a number 75 and he has to check in to the official to know, and the official will tell the defense 75 is eligible on this play. And a lot of times you still see them throwing to the offensive tackle or whoever it is.
Timeout.
Bottom line is it took away a nice throw from 7 McGee and a big completion.
I also like Nate Turner. He had no gloves on. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't noticed if he's had no gloves tonight, but it felt like an old school wide receiver from decades past, catching the ball downfield with no gloves.
You don't see a lot of that now because if you just look at that shot there, look at all the people with gloves on.
Gloves and sleeves. We've seen hoodies.
Yeah, but wouldn't you wear anything that would help that ball stick to your hands? I mean, if it took gloves or whatever, I mean, you got...
Well, you mentioned it earlier about Fred Biletnikoff, the Hall of Fame receiver, and what he had on his arms.
Fred took it too far. I'm sure he had to bathe for days to get that stuff off of him. Well, they used to call it stickum back then. He and Lester Hayes. It's funny how he was always with the Raiders.
Biletnikoff's son, a coach for USA football here at the International Bowl. A blitz from Canada. And a big takedown. It's that man again. He might be the defensive star of the game for Canada, Seth Hundeby.
Boy, that penalty is going to turn out to be a really, really big penalty in this game because instead of being first down and in the red zone looking to score another touchdown, they're about to give this ball back to Canada.
Jack Tannehill will punt it away out of Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah, he's from Oxford and he's already committed to Ole Miss, so that's kind of cool. He'll get to go home and get his clothes washed and get a good home-cooked meal. That'll be pretty nice.
Enjoy himself at the Grove. Nearly a punt block, but he ran it to the kicker. We'll see what happens here.
Should have been contact.
A 4th and 20. We'll see if a flag comes out. Overly aggressive on the punt block from Canada.
There it is. Well, it'll be interesting if this allows USA to keep the football because they've had some, you know, they had that knocking on the door where they fumbled on the quarterback's exchange. And let's take another look and see if there's contact.
Roughing the kicker. Defense. Number 47. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Automatic first down. Good hustle, but over-eager that time from Noah Anderson.
That was a huge play, too, because they were about to get the football back with 6:26 to go in the game.
Now down to Lauren Leal.
By with some very cool things, the International Bowl medal. This is what all of these guys are going to go home with, whoever is crowned the winner. The U under 18 national team or the Canadian Canadian team. They will also get this trophy, and he's rocking the medal as well. And also one more. This helmet, the MVP helmet. Whoever is the best player of the game is getting hooked up with this awesome Rydell helmet. And who is it going to be? We've seen a lot of massive plays from Ledecky, from Seven McGee, but only one guy's going to go home with it. Only one team will go home with all of these prizes, guys.
Thank you, Lauren. We appreciate it. 8-point lead for the U.S. A first down from the 40-yard line. Handoff up the middle. He'll bust left to be dragged down. Nice change of pace. Amir Pittman-Williams.
Yeah, he's had a nice game tonight. I mean, he came out running hard from the very beginning, early in the first quarter, and here we are in the fourth quarter, and he's still toting the mail. I mean, he's doing a good job. He's going to be a good back in college, too. You can tell some of these guys. I mean, he's a running back.
So with all that swag shown, right back up the middle for no gain, who would be your vote for MVP of this game?
You know, if I had to pick one right now, it would be either Lameek Brockington or maybe Seven McGee, because, you know, we've seen Seven McGee do everything tonight, from run a fake extra point to throwing a pass to running out of the backfield to catching passes. I mean, he's done everything except play defense, and I'm sure he could be a fine defensive player if they wanted to use him there.
I would agree. Either of those players would be fine choices. Brockington had a touchdown. McGee has done it all. Another penalty here against the United States, but still 4:45 left in this one.
A lot of time could end up being, if Canada comes back and win this game, then it could flip the other way. Nate Turner and Amir Pittman-Williams also would find games tonight.
Two left, one right. They blitz. They get to him. It's downfield. Nearly intercepted. Now a dangerous throw that time. Seven McGee thought he was interfered with. But dangerous to throw this under this much pressure.
Yeah, you can see right there, if Drummond just had a second more, he'd have had that ball out there in front, and he would have taken a couple of those defenders out of the play. But as it was, the ball was underthrown. Seven McGee tried to come back to make a catch. There was some contact on the play, but the officials deemed it all good.
USA takes their second charge timeout of the half.
We've been treated to a good game tonight. I mean, really, just looking at it, Canada came to play. I mean, they were very impressive early on in this ball game, and USA has had a couple of extra chances to where maybe they should be leading by more, but here's where we are, and the game is still in doubt late in the fourth quarter.
Second timeout for the United States. Ninth and final game here at the 2020 International Bowl, the 11th edition of the International Bowl Series hosted by USA Football. So far, the American teams have won all but two matchups. Yesterday morning, Panama beat the United States under-16 select team 45-41. And then in the game just prior to ours, 28-20 Japan over the U.S. under-17 national team. 4 to the left, 2 to the right.
Look at this.
Put a man in motion, they fake it, they throw it downfield to the eligible receiver, and he's down to the 6-yard line. Spectacular play call. Kellen Hornbuckle with the catch.
Yeah, Hornbuckle's second catch of the ball game, and that's something they set up in practice just for him, and they executed it perfectly. Take a look right there. Drummond's pass right on the money. He's wide open. You can't miss that big target. Number 81, he's 6'3", 220 pounds. Gonna make a good tight end for somebody. Huge play too, though, for Team USA.
Seven McGee in motion. They fake the handoff to him. They go up the middle. He'll dance into the end zone for the touchdown. Amir Pittman-Williams.
Wow, take a look and just credit all the offensive linemen on that one. A little misdirection, come back with the trap right up the middle. Good job. I mean, he just blew through that hole. It was a great play by the offensive line. Just kept digging and they kept digging and they created a hole right there. And he Took it in for the touchdown. Pickman Williams. And with 4 minutes to go, that might be it. You know, still a 14-point game right now. Just can't imagine what a fun week it's been for these guys. We've had a lot of fun calling it, so you can't imagine what it's been like for them.
And we've just been a part of the games themselves, but a full week of activities, including community service, scrimmages, practice, a lot of cultural experiences, some trading of ideas and culture. Point after touchdown is up and through. 29-14. The United States under-18 national team over Canada with 4 minutes left.
My name is Robert Pomazek. I'm the head football coach at St. Charles North High School. This is my 7th year in that position. 2 years ago at the USA Football Clinic, I found out about this player monitoring system from a coach at DeSoto High School who had used it with his program, and how game-changing it was to be able to look at hard data on what the physical load the players were taking on. So when I looked into it, it seemed like a clear-cut winner for us to take our program to the next level.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish, so you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Riddell has been at the forefront of innovation in football equipment. First, we invented an icon. Then, we created football's leading impact monitoring system. We also introduced a truly customized interior. And now, we reimagined the DNA of the helmet. By constantly operating at the forefront of technology, our engineers are designing the future of the game today.
The U.S. kicks off. It will bounce into the end zone. Canada will start at the 25 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Matt Peterson with Butch L. Sandor, 29-14, United States over Canada.
Interesting game so far. A lot of, hey, look at that. That's nice. He's fired up. A kicker with a little dance, a little jig as he comes off the field. We like that. Nice job by Jack Tannehill. You know, they said he kicked a 60-yarder in practice this week. He didn't get an opportunity in the game tonight, but he kicked a 60-yarder in practice. We already saw a 50-yarder earlier tonight in one of our previous games. So I'd love to see him get to attempt that. We've still got 4 minutes to go.
Canada begins at the 25. Big throw downfield. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Iraji Muganda. We see Eloa Latondres Regimbald back in at quarterback.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. And obviously he must be the better passer of the two. Latondres Regimbald, he's back in the ball game now. They must feel like he's the guy that can get the ball downfield.
2 right, 2 left. Big throw down the left sideline, slightly overthrown. Target was Rayshawn Blake.
Yeah, you run out of real estate really quick when you're trying to work the sideline like that. The timing has to be perfect for that to work out. And, of course, they were a little off on that one. So he air-milled it out of bounds. And just like that, the Canadians are down to the last 2 downs on this possession unless they can pick up the first down.
Eloa Latondres Regimbald on 3rd and 10. Goes back towards the line of scrimmage. 3 right, 1 left, 1 in the backfield. He's looking over the middle. Steps forward, finds a man. A first down for Canada. He spins to the 40-yard line. Rayshawn Blake.
That's just a great job by Latondres Regimbald. Just creating just that little movement to scramble up in the pocket right there. Take a look. He's going to step up right there. It forces the defense to move, and he has a guy wide open. Big first down.
1st and 10 from the 40. Down the left sideline, nearly caught. A lot of contact down the line, but no flag. It was Rayshawn Blake again, and then a flag comes in.
William Mitchell III defending on the play, and that's kind of a late flag, but there was a little contact on the play. Officials talk it over.
Pass interference. Defense, number 14. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
As we take another look, you know, that may be the toughest position to play in football. You're on an island out there. You're all by yourself a lot of the time. And William Mitchell, he did the best he could do there, the 5'10", 160-pounder from Georgia.
First down pass is overthrown for Matthew Morin. 2nd and 10 now for Canada. 3:17 left in the fourth quarter. Butch, a very similar score this game to last game. Last year between these teams when Seven McGee, as an underage U18 player, younger than most, was the MVP. That game was 27-10, United States over Canada. Here we are at 29-14. Fake of a handoff, he'll keep it himself, burst forward. He has a first down out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, just a great job of running the football there. You see him picking out those holes. Did a good job, tuck that baby down, and there's a little talking going on down there, but it's all good. In Canada, all you can do is just keep jumping in there. We're down to 3 minutes to go in the ball game. That was a fine run by the quarterback to pick up the first down.
Iloa Latondres Regimbald with the first down run. Now he throws a slant just off the mark. Intended receiver was Nolan Olm.
See, I think that was a smart play, because even if Olm catches that ball, he's not going anywhere. He's going to take a lot of punishment. You know, I think he just threw that ball in the dirt. He's going to come back on 2nd down, and let's draw it up again and run it again, because nothing was happening on that
Just
play.
like a spike.
Yeah, nothing's happening on that play. Just stop the clock. You're not going to get anything except, like I said, a lot of punishment for Olm, and I'm sure he appreciates it.
Now he'll step up, away from the pressure, towards the sideline, near the first down marker. And he leaps over the field boards.
You know, he's been on the bench for quite a while now, and he's come in there and he's given this team a big lift here at the end to try to get something going on.
Iloa Latondres Regimbald started the game. You know what? Pelletier came on through an interception. Played most of the 2nd and 3rd quarters. 3rd and 5. Blitz picked up. Slightly overthrown. Good coverage once again. Nowhere really to put that football. Intended target. Again, Nolan Olm.
Yeah, a little contact on that play, but no flag. Not enough to warrant a flag there. Latondres Regimbald again on the roll to the right. You know, the Montreal native has come in, like I said, really giving these guys a lift as the clock continues to tick down. If he gets this ball in the end zone, though, it gets really interesting here for the last 2:26.
4th and 5 for Canada from the 26-yard line. 3 right, 1 left, 1 in the backfield. A clean pocket, just too high for the intended receiver, Rayshawn Blake. Would have been a first down. He had room to run as well.
You know, I'm not sure he wasn't throwing to Olm in the back there, and it looked like the guy coming across did a nice job getting his hands on it.
Thanks to our crew over these 9 games at AT&T Stadium in Arlington from 8:30 yesterday morning, approaching 10 o'clock here in Texas. Takes a team effort for these broadcasts. We appreciate everyone's effort.
Well, they're grinding hard to the final second there. He was very serious. Team USA now working on that play.
Mitchell Price with the tackle for Canada. Canada will call time.
Canada takes their first charge time out of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Up high, down low, the field cams. Dave, Scott, Ed, and Soup. The first down signal from our field photographer. Sam Schrade in the truck. Brian Duvall, the entire crew. It's been fun. Lemont Williams yesterday. Tim on graphics.
Yeah, those guys are doing a great job. It's been 2 long days, and they've been hanging in there. So congratulations, guys. Did a great job. I mean, it looks super.
(29-14), USA takes over. Gavin Cold back in the game. Hands it off on first down. Bouncing outside. Nate Turner up to the 35-yard line. He's fired up. (10-yard touchdown run earlier today for Turner. Canada calls time.
Yeah, they're going to fight it down until the very last second. They have one more timeout to use. That was number 2. It makes a big difference, though, the fact that Team USA stopped them and they did not get that touchdown, because really a big difference between 15 and 8 coming down here down the stretch, because you're an onside kick away from getting the football again.
Steve Sumara, the head coach of Canada. Darrell Adams, Byron Archambault, Zach Colangelo, Adam Davies, John Dyer, Stephen Fettis, Riley Hobbins, Darcy Park, Corey Philpott, and Lyle Evaniski. A big coaching staff for Canada here at the International Bowl. Mark Beer, the head coach of the U.S. Under-18 national team out of Tift County High School, Tifton, Georgia. A veteran of the International Bowl and USA football. A wide-ranging coaching staff. Myron Bluford from the defensive line coach for Arizona College Prep. A.J. Dalton, Olentangy High School in Ohio. Tori Eon Hester, wide receivers coach. He's from Shaw University in North Carolina. Prentice Joseph, he's the defensive coordinator for the U18 national team out of Porter High School in Texas. Sean Leota, offensive coordinator from Burrell High School in Pennsylvania. He'll be pushed back by 3 or 4. Gavin Cold kept it himself. It's been the most intense matchup here at the International Bowl. Canada has not backed down.
No, they haven't, and they've continued to try to strip that ball away, even though the time is ticking away. They're still out there fighting right down to the last second. So that is to be commended. I mean, they're doing a great job, and they played well tonight. This was a good ball game. It was a well-played ball game.
Sean Reed, defensive backs coach for the United States Under-18 national team out of Midwestern State University here in Texas. And Robbie Rouse, running backs coach out of Augustana University in South Dakota. 1:15 left. I put the man in motion. It's Caden Birch on the sweep. Heavy hit on the sideline. Birch out of Nampa, Idaho.
And how about another big thank you to USA Football for putting on another tremendous event with this International Bowl. You know, both days this week, just competition has been great, and the camaraderie has been just as great.
And they always try to add a wrinkle or add something to keep up with what's happening for the sport of American football around the world. This year, the addition of flag football. Yesterday, both on the men's side and the women's side, Tijuana beating Diablos Panama in the first game, and then the United States team beating Israel in the second game. All those teams preparing for the World Championships in Denmark in August. Celebrations for the United States Under-18 national team. For the second straight year, they beat Canada. Final score, 29-14.
Yeah, it was a fun game to call and a fun game to watch. We saw some outstanding athletes that I'm sure we're going to see on the next level. Like I said, I can't wait to watch that 7 McGee at Oregon.
Now they will come to midfield for a ceremony, handshakes, and all the pleasantries after the final game of the International Bowl. For our entire crew, thank you for tuning in for the last 2 days. It's been a pleasure. The 11th International Bowl has come to an end. For Rich Sandor and our entire crew, Matt Peterson saying so long from Arlington. In the last game at the International Bowl, it's the United States under-18 national team over Canada, 29-14. Good night from North Texas.